Hey, welcome back to Eepa's Kitchen. Today we're going to make a couple of recipes. They're both pretty simple. We're going to do a glazed pork tenderloin, and we're going to do some baked asparagus. And we can go through the ingredients real quick. The glaze is just a little bit of mustard, some apple cider vinegar, and real maple syrup, and a little bit of sage to go on it. The asparagus is pretty easy. We've got breadcrumbs, some Parmesan cheese. It'll have butter, some fresh garlic, and some fresh cracked pepper. So we'll go ahead and get started on everything, and hopefully we get eaten in about an hour. Okay, so for our tenderloin, we're just going to sprinkle some sage over the top, some just ground sage. Rub it in a little bit, flip it over, kind of give it a nice coating. On this side too. All right. And then we're just going to bring it over to the stove. I've got a pan heating up. We're getting a little bit of olive oil to it. And we're going to brown this on all sides. Let me just get that pan just a little bit hotter. We're going to put the tenderloin in. We're going to brown it. We'll bring it back. We'll glaze it. We'll put it in the oven. I have the oven already preheated at 325 degrees. We're going to get that to about 145 degrees. We'll pull it out. In the meantime, we'll start working on our asparagus. We'll get everything going. So hopefully we can kind of time it to get everything done and have a nice little meal. All right, our pan's nice and hot. Our olive oil's all warmed up. I'm going to go ahead and just set this in. There we go. Let that sear. We'll do that. We'll just let it brown on all sides. And then, it's probably going to take about 5-6 minutes. And then we'll move it back over and we'll get it in the oven. All right, so that's browned up pretty good on that side. So I'm just going to turn it over. You can see it's got a nice little brown coating on there. Put that side down. There you go. We're going to let that go for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and maybe try and get an edge. That side looks pretty good. I can flip it so you guys can see it. See, it's nice and brown. I'm just going to do this edge here. So this one seems like it's already got a little bit of color on it. We'll just let this sit for a couple minutes, and then we'll get it in the oven. All right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get set back up over here, and we'll get it glazed and pop it in the oven. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and baste this, and I'll just remind you what's in here. It's 5 tablespoons of maple syrup. I used like the real kind, not the just all sugar. There's 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and roughly a tablespoon of mustard. And it's just a plain yellow mustard. I guess you could use other kinds, but that's all I put in there. So we're just going to go ahead and baste this real good. Nice coating. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit in the bottom. And I'm going to save some because we'll try and baste it in a little while. Just to make sure it doesn't dry out. Just pour a little bit in the bottom there. Around there. There we go. Hopefully it'll keep it from sticking. This happens to be my neighbor Kim's recipe. I love this stuff. She won't come on video and do it with us, but this is her recipe. All right, well, I'm going to go pop it in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for like 40 minutes and we'll check it because I don't want to overcook it. I'm thinking it's going to be about an hour, but we're going to check it a little early to make sure it doesn't get overcooked.
In the oven, our tenderloin. We're going to go ahead and start on the asparagus. I melted the stick of butter down. We're just going to pour that into the breadcrumbs and mix that in with the Parmesan cheese and the garlic. So there's no real big recipe secret here. I put maybe a cup or so of breadcrumbs, probably half a cup of Parmesan cheese, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much you like. And then add that garlic, and we're just going to stir it up. You want it to just get mixed thoroughly. It's going to be kind of the consistency of almost like wet sand. So just mix that up just to get everything blended together. And then we're just going to pour it over the top here. And once we get it poured on there, we're just kind of, push it down. bit so it cooks nice and even. And then we'll just finish it off with a little cracked black pepper. And according to management, you can never, ever have enough black pepper. So, looks like we're good to go here. We're going to pop it in the oven for probably the last 20 minutes that it's going to take for our tenderloin to cook. And we're going to give that a quick baste again as well. Just slather on a little bit more of that basting oil juices. We're going to go ahead and get the asparagus in. And we should be good to go in about 15-20 minutes.
All right, so we're all up to temp on our roast, or tenderloin, if you will. I'm going to take that out. And we just gave the asparagus a look, and it looks like it's ready to go as well. You can see the breadcrumbs browned up a little bit. And you can see the asparagus cooked down. That butter kind of seeps in there and gives it some nice moisture and flavor. Pull this out. Need a knife to slice that with. All right. Slice this up. So here's the thing. Our little wheelie-dealy tripod thing isn't working the way it's supposed to because it's not charged all the way. So Derek has to handhold everything. That's where we're kind of Blair Witching it today. So we're not going to be sitting down eating together. So you're going to get me tasting it. But don't worry. Derek's going to get to eat. You just won't get to see him eat. I know you all worry about Derek getting his full share. So we're going to go ahead and slice a few pieces of this off. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, that looks good. Beautiful. All right. We'll put a little bit of this asparagus on here. There. And I'm going to just drizzle a little sauce over the top, a little of that marinade. Even though it doesn't really need it because you can see the moisture in there. Put a little across the top. Take a look at that. All right, just so you're aware, that's Derek's plate that you're looking at right now, so he does get to eat. So we're going to give this a try. You can really taste the syrup. A little bit of vinegar, just a hint of the mustard. You really don't pick up a lot from the sage, but it's really moist. I think we pulled it out right at the right time. Give the asparagus a quick try here. Well, that turned out good. Management usually makes the asparagus, so this turned out really well. It's really moist and it's buttery. I think that whole stick was a good call on that. I was kind of guessing on that one, but you can taste the cheese. Breadcrumbs really add a nice flavor texture on there. A little bit of garlic, and you get just a hint of the pepper. It's not overpowering. It's a good choice. So getting back to what we started in the beginning, very few ingredients. The whole process, I mean, even the prep and having it ready, we didn't even cook an hour. So I think it was 48 minutes was the cook time for the roast. So under an hour, you can have this whole thing done. Not a lot of work. It's a whole meal right here for you. Maybe you had a piece of bread, get something else to drink with it. But I think this is a good choice for like a weeknight when you get home and you're kind of tired. Just pull the tenderloin out the night before and you're good to go. So please, let us know what you think about it. Give us a like, share, please subscribe, please comment, positive only. Let your friends know about us. And like I said, when you do try this, let us know what you did differently. All right. So thanks a lot for stopping in. We're going to cut this short so Derek can put the camera down and eat. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.